The Arab-Khazar Wars were a series of military conflicts that took place between the 7th and 11th centuries CE in the Caucasus region and parts of Eastern Europe. These wars pitted the rising Islamic Arab caliphates against the powerful Khazar Khaganate, a medieval Turkic semi-nomadic people who held sway over a vast territory stretching from the Black Sea to the Caspian Sea and beyond. At the heart of these prolonged conflicts were long-standing religious, cultural, economic and geopolitical differences between the Islamic Arab powers and the non-Muslim Khazars. As the Arab caliphates rapidly expanded their dominion through conquest in the 7th and 8th centuries, they inevitably came into conflict with the Khazars who controlled the strategic Caucasus region and lucrative trade routes. These clashing imperial ambitions and diverging worldviews laid the foundations for recurring warfare that would shape the medieval history of the region. In the 7th century CE, the Arab caliphates emerged as a formidable force following the birth and rapid spread of Islam across the Arabian Peninsula and into the territories of the Byzantine and Sassanid Persian empires. Fueled by religious zeal and the desire to expand the dominion of the new faith, the Arab armies undertook a series of extraordinarily successful military campaigns that brought vast lands under their control within a remarkably short period. By the 640s CE, Arab Muslim armies had conquered the entire Sassanid Persian Empire and had made inroads into parts of the Byzantine Empire's territories. The Caucasus region, a strategic crossroads linking Europe and Asia and site of the fabled Silk Road trade routes, naturally became a target for further Arab expansion given its geographic location and economic importance. However, the Caucasus region was controlled by the formidable Khazar Khaganate, a militaristic, Turkic semi-nomadic people who dominated the area's complex network of trade routes and whose ruling elite had converted to Judaism sometime in the 8th or 9th century CE. The Khazars presented a major obstacle to unfettered Arab expansion northward into Europe. The origins of the Khazars are uncertain, but they were likely a semi-nomadic Turkic people from Central Asia who migrated westward and established a powerful Khaganate in the Caucasus region in the early 7th century CE. At its peak, the Khazar Khaganate spanned a vast territory stretching from the Black Sea to the Caspian Sea and controlled much of the strategic trade routes traversing the region. While the ethnic origins of most Khazars point to Turkic roots, the Khazar ruling elite underwent a remarkable conversion to Judaism sometime between the 8th and 9th centuries CE. The precise reasons and circumstances behind this conversion remain unclear, but many scholars believe economic motives and a desire for neutrality between competing Christian and Muslim powers played important roles. What is clear is that by adopting Judaism, the Khazar rulers distinguished themselves culturally and religiously from both the Islamic Arab caliphates to the south and the Christian Byzantine Empire and Rus principalities to the west and north. This rendered the Khazars part of neither of the dominant civilizations vying for influence in the region. The Arab caliphates rapidly expanded their territorial reach in the decades after the birth of Islam. It was inevitable that they would come into conflict with the Khazar Khaganate, which controlled the strategic Caucasus region and lucrative trade networks. The initial Arab-Khazar Wars began in 642 CE when the forces of the Rashidun Caliphate launched incursions into lands controlled by the Khazars in the Caucasus. Over the next few centuries, the nature of the Arab-Khazar conflict evolved as the Umayyad and Abbasid caliphates succeeded the Rashidun and embarked on renewed efforts to subjugate the Khazars and bring the region under their control. Major battles and sieges were fought at Balanjar, Samandar and other key Khazar cities and fortresses. While the caliphates achieved periodic victories, conquering parts of Khazar territory and exacting tribute, they were never able to fully subdue the fierce Khazar warriors and maintain control over the entire Khaganate. In fact, the Khazars were often able to reverse Arab gains, reasserting authority over strategic cities and trade routes. This recurring cycle of Arab invasion, temporary occupation, Khazar resistance and counterattacks characterized the conflict for centuries. The Khazars ably leveraged their mastery of cavalry warfare, strategic defenses constructed along the Volga and Don river systems, and their unification of various regional tribes and groups to repel the Arab invaders time and again.